I'm Tiffany Red, and this is 100 Mag TV.
First question I'm going to start with is, how much do hit songwriters make? Hit songwriters make as much off of the hit song that they created or co-created, that they own. They make as much as they negotiate or are able to negotiate. And that has a lot to do with where you are in your career, what kind of leverage you have, if the politics align in your favor, all of those kind of things. There's the music business is very political, and negotiating and making deals that are mutually beneficial is extremely dependent on leverage. Not every hit songwriter has leverage. Or not every hit songwriter knows how to use the leverage that they have. So how much a hit songwriter makes from the hit or hits they write has a lot to do with how much of the publishing they own. Did the song go to radio? If the song went to radio, if it was a big hit and it wasn't just a hit from streaming and on social media, if they started to push the record at radio, radio still pays really well. Did it go to radio? Was the song synced a bunch of times? Again, how much of the publishing of the song did you own? If you owned, 2%, no radio plays a really big part in what your check looks like. But if you owned 25%, 30%, 50%, then we talk about bigger numbers. As it stands, music publishing makes 15.1% of the total revenue from streaming. So if for every dollar, we make 15 cents. And that's from streaming specifically. Across the board, that's how much we make. Record companies make between 53 and 57%. So, hit songwriters, like I said, it's broader than you think it is, because every songwriter's career is not created equal. And so how much you make off of hit records has a lot to do with that, how you handle your business, your ownership, all of those things. Like if you're writing a hit and you own a piece of the master, that's different kind of money than only owning publishing. Or if you sing background vocals, if they left your background vocals on the song, now you making neighboring rights money. I know something about that because my background vocals are on replay. To this day, I still get neighboring rights tracks. That song came out, 2014? It's 2023. Your girl is still getting checks for background vocals. So I think it depends on how much of the song you own. Like I own the publishing of that song. Well, I don't own it anymore. I sold it. Like a dummy. Yeah, I said it, like a dummy. Quick detour. So I sold my catalog in 2018. I'm not going to tell you how much I sold it for because it's embarrassing. It was 6 figures, but it was not a high 6-figure sale. And I regret that sale so much. I will say this, selling my catalog gave me the opportunity to do things financially that I was not able to do before. So when I sold my catalog, that was when I started to really build my Tiffany Red brand. And so I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful to have had an asset worth enough money that I could sell and invest in myself and do what I've done so far. But now knowing everything that I know, I understand that there was money I didn't collect on. I know that there was things I didn't know. The royalty rates are changing. Like so many things are happening. And the ownership of publishing is a long game. It is. And that record specifically is evergreen. Every time Zendaya does something, replay is like, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I wish I didn't sell it. I wish I didn't sell it because that record is a hit. How much do hit songwriters make? I'm a hit songwriter. I made, I don't know, I made a couple $100,000 off replay. I owned 20% 25%, 20 something percent. I can't remember exactly how much I owned, but I own a decent share in replay. And then like I said, I also had background vocals on replay. So I wasn't just getting publishing checks, I was also getting neighboring rights checks. So yeah, I made at least a quarter of a million. Maybe like 250, 300. At least off of replay. But here's the thing about being a hit songwriter, right? Is that was one hit. It was one. In order to make that kind of money and live the kind of life I was able to live for that short amount of time, consistently writing hits. And hits, listen, hits, a lot of what makes a song a hit is out of your control. Obviously, the song these days got to go viral for it to be a hit. So there's certain things people got to like it, all of the things, but like there's so much stuff on the business side behind the scenes as a songwriter that you don't have control over when collaborating with artists. Like you don't have any control over what their relationship is like with the label, what their marketing budget is, what, who signed to who. And, the politics part of it is really a very big part of it. So, you get in the single, you might have the record that might be the best record to be the single, but so-and-so is signed to so-and-so. And so they're going to push this record because they're going to make more money on it. That's the politics. That's the part that you don't have any control over. So it's not just about the song being great. And so, I don't know, hit songwriter is a nuanced conversation because there is levels to what a hit songwriter is. Being a 1%er hit songwriter versus being a middle class hit songwriter, two different tax brackets. Okay. So someone asked me, why do record labels make more money than artists? Because record companies usually have more leverage in the negotiation than the artist does. That's why when artists, like now, how, if you didn't go viral, like if you don't got a viral hit these days, you're not getting signed. But when you go into the building and you do have a viral hit, the bigger the song is, the bigger the momentum behind the movement that you created is, the more they got to play ball when it comes to negotiating. And so, I think that the longer that you stay independent and push, like keep going until you can't do it anymore, right? Like you're making the music, you're funding your own videos, visualizers, doing whatever it is, like showing up however you can consistently for your art, right? As an artist, you don't have any control over what TikTok challenge, what this, what that is going to work. You just keep playing. Boom, I hit. The longer that you own everything and you hit, the more money you end up making, the better deal points you have in your record contract, the more leverage you have, because not only do you have leverage at the negotiation table, but you also got other people that are interested in you. It's giving bidding war, label here, label there, label there, label there. And they're offering you the moon and the stars and the this and the that. That's a really powerful position. So, the narrative of artists, of labels making more money than artists really has a lot to do with this. Everyone does not have the same opportunities, the same resources, the same, all of the things, which makes the playing field very uneven, right? The more money you have, the easier it is to stay independent, the easier it is to push it yourself, pay for it yourself.
Absolutely. And I'm
Everybody
saying,
doesn't have the opportunity to invest in themselves. And so when you're in that position, when you're in the position where you don't have as much leverage at the negotiating table, you get yourself in a situation where you're making less because now you're dependent on the system. The record companies, they're like a bank, you know, they give you money, and how much money you're getting and what the terms of the deal are have everything to do with what you got coming in. The more you got coming in, the more money you're going to make as an artist with a record label. The less you got coming in, the more predatory your deal is probably going to look, because that is the nature of the beast.